Hi guys, I hope you are doing well. So welcome to the new NCERT book that we have, Ganita Prakash, textbook of mathematics, grade 7th, part 1. All right, this happens to be chapter 1, large numbers around us. Do you get it? Okay. So let's get started. So we have a lakh varieties. What do you mean by lakh varieties? We'll come and understand about this entire thing through a story. The story is very, very interesting, guys. But we'll briefly do this because we have to get into the exercises. All right. So let's go ahead and check out what all is there in store. Correct? Yeah. So Eshwarappa is a farmer and he lives in Chintamani, a town in Karnataka. So he visits the market regularly to buy seeds for his rice field. All right. So on one such visit, he overhears a conversation between two people. These two people were Ramanna and Lakshmamma. What are they talking about? They are saying that in our country, see, there used to be lakh varieties of rice. Do you get it? Lakh varieties of rice. Farmers used to preserve different varieties of rice and use them to grow rice. So a lakh varieties of rice is unimaginable, isn't it, guys? Okay, now we have only a handful of. So Ramanna said that also farmers have to come to the market to buy seeds. Lakshmamma said, no, there is a seed bank near my house. Okay, a bank that stores seed. So far, they have collected about 100 indigenous varieties of seeds. What do you mean by indigenous? Indigenous means? It means those that have been developed in our country itself, which our country has produced. Okay. So, and they are available in different places. You can also buy seeds from there. Correct? Now, you may have heard the word lakh before. Do you know how big 1 lakh is? Let's find. You get it? So, the thing is, now since they have mentioned about 1 lakh varieties of seeds of rice, now they are giving us a feel that how much is 1 lakh. And they are asking you children about it. Correct? Clear? Eshwarappa shared this incident with his daughter Roxy and son Itsu. Daughter's name is Roxy and son is Itsu. So Eshwarappa came back and he said that this is what I heard, that there are there used to be lakh varieties of rice available in our country, which farmers stored in their godowns, in their farms, and used and reused and etc. etc. Now Itsu was greatly surprised, shocked to know, and he said, what? 1 lakh varieties of rice in this country? He wondered, 1 lakh. So far, I have only tasted 3 varieties, just as I said. So, if we tried a new variety each day, would we even come close to tasting all varieties in a lifetime of 100 years? Now, he is imagining, poor guy, he is thinking, okay, what is he thinking? That if he were to taste one variety each day, okay, so would he be able to reach a 1 lakh figure, okay, say in a lifetime of 100 years? ठीक है? So what do you think? Can you guess? And Roxy and it one variety of rice in a day, they would come nowhere close to 1 lakh in their entire lifetime. Do you get it? So then Roxy, okay, the daughter of Eshwarappa, she says that what if we ate 2 varieties of rice each day? Would we then be able to eat 1 lakh varieties of rice in 100 years? So there is this question mark here. What if a person ate 3 varieties of rice every day? Now, this is a question flung at you guys to find out what if someone ate 3 varieties of rice every day. Will they be able to taste, okay, all the lakh varieties in a 100-year lifetime? Find out. So we'll find out. All right. Now next we have is Itsu said, we know how many days are there in a year. So Itsu, the boy, he said that we already know there are 365 days in a year. Let us ignore leap year. Leap year has 366 days, which comes every 4th year. Okay, 1 day is added to February. So he is telling that let's stick to 365 days, which is a normal year. If we live for Y number of years, the number of days in our lifetime would then be 365, which is 1 year multiplied by as many number of years we live. That is 365Y. Do you get it? So we are going to concentrate on all the questions that has popped up here through paper pen. All right, guys. So continue to watch this video. Okay, I am working out all the answers before you to understand better. All right, since we have a deficit or we have very less space over here, so we'll not be able to write all the statements properly. So hence, you all should know that writing nicely with statements is what is required. All right, guys. So let's get started. Choose a number of year, okay, to be y. Okay, so when we choose a number for y, say it could be 70, it could be 60, it could be 20, it could be 100, it could be 110. Okay, so yeah, don't be surprised, because there is a place in Japan called Okinawa where a great part of the population are over 100. Yes, this is true. Okay, so let's see what this one has to say. So how close to 1 lakh is the number of days in Y years, and for the Y of your choice, you will have to pick up what Y will be equal to. All right, and then we'll get into figure out. According to 2011 census, the population of town of Chintamani was 75,000. How much less than 1 lakh is 75,000? We'll get into this also. So 2011 May, there has been a count of how many number of people lived in this town of Chintamani. Okay, and they found that there were about 75,000. So is that equal to 1 lakh? More than 1 lakh or less than 1 lakh? We'll try and find out by how much less is 75,000. All right. Now the next question in figure it out is the estimated. Okay. So let me read about this. Yeah. So we have the estimated population of Chintamani in the year 2024 had been 1,06,000. How much more than? See, can you see it? Drawing a line is also difficult on this. Okay. So anyways, we'll do it on paper and pen. So estimated population of Chintamani in the year 2024, which is there is a gap of how many years? 2011 to 2024, almost 12 to 13 years. So there has been a growth of population from 1,06,000. We find that it began with 75,000 and ended up in 2024 as 1,06,000. So how much more than 1 lakh is? Okay, 1,06,000, obviously 6,000. By how much did the population of Chintamani increase from 2011 to 2024? So these are the things that we have to concentrate in this first part of this playlist on large numbers around us. Alright guys, so there is also a video which is made in Hindi, but this was meant for all those kids who understand better and are more comfortable in English. Alright, particularly for those who live in South India. Alright guys, so chalo, let me take you to the next part of the exercise which will be dealt. So as I said that I'm going to discuss on paper with pen. All right, so here we are. Before you actually step into the variety issues, variety problem sums, so we come across this pattern and also this pattern to understand and fill up. All right, so let's quickly finish this so that all these of page 2 is also accomplished or done. So the largest 3-digit number is 999. Okay, so 999. Why so? Why do we call it largest? Because we have an option to fill up any number. All right, say 1, 2, 3, 3 digits. So the max digit that we can put value wise will be 9 here. We can't put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 or 8. When we have a choice of putting 9 here, we can't put a 0 over here, then we'll have a 2-digit number. 0 kept in front doesn't offer a value to a number, okay, in terms of the digits or this entire number. So it will be lower to a 2-digit number, not a 3-digit number. Here too, we put a 9 as maximum and 9 here. So this happens to be the largest 3-digit number. The smallest 4-digit number, when you add 1 to this, you will get 1,000. Am I right? 9 plus 1 is 10. Carry over 1. 0 here. 10 again. Carry over 10. Alright? 1,000. Now they are telling you, okay, look, this happens to be the smallest 4-digit number. Smallest. Because the moment we minus 1, it becomes a 3-digit number. And now when you add to this 1, it will still be a 4-digit number. 1001, 1002, like that. So how do we reach to the largest 4-digit number? When we put, okay, 1000 promotes to 9000. And not just that, 9,999. All right, 9,999. So at all the places, place value, ones, tens, hundreds, and thousands, we put the maximum digit value. All right, clear? No sooner we add 1 to this, we get a 10,000, 9,000 plus 999 plus 1 is another 1,000. So it comes to 10,000. Clear? So this happens to be the smallest 5-digit number. All right, clear? Largest 5-digit number. Once again, we know that in all the 5 digits, we have to put the max value, okay, of single digit. It can't be 1, 2, 3 or 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It has to be 999, okay, and 9. So this becomes 99,999. The moment you add 1 to this, we have found our 1 lakh figure, the magic figure. When you add up, you get 9 plus 1 is 10. 1 goes there. So 9 plus 1, another 10. So we have a 0 here, 1 goes there, and then we have again a 10, then 1 goes there, then we get another 10, 0 here and 1. So we get 10. According to Indian place value, okay, periods, we put the commas after it has finished its 1,000 and then the lakh. This is 1,000, 10,000, this is lakh. All right. Now, you have understood how to fill up all these. Next, there is a very easy setup here, which I'm sure you're going to enjoy it. This they are trying to promote you one after another, reaching up to 1 lakh. How? This is 99,995. When you add 1, it becomes 99,996. Another 1 added to it will produce 99,997. Then 99,998. Another 1 added to it will give you 99,999. Means this. When you add 1 more to this, it becomes 1 lakh. Then 1 lakh 1, 1 lakh 2, 1 lakh 3 and 1 lakh 4. Alright. So this is very simple. You have done all these in lower classes. So this is not any rocket science. I'm sure you will be able to master. Next, we are coming to the Roxy and Itsu puzzle. What if they ate one variety of rice each day if their lifetime is equal to 100 years? What if they ate 2 varieties of rice every day if their lifetime is 100 years? And what if they ate 3 varieties of rice? Would they be able to reach or surpass 1 lakh? So that thing we need to write and understand. Alright guys, let me show you that as well. So the children wondered if they ate, the first suggestion was to eat 1 variety of rice in 1 day. Alright. So 1 variety of rice they would each have, okay, they will have every day. Alright. So which means in 1 day if they take 1 variety, which means in 1 year. As you know that 1 year has how many days? 365 days. Clear? So there are 365 days. So 1 variety in 1 day and in 1 year 365 varieties. Right? So number of varieties in 365 days would be, so let me write number of varieties in 365 days would be equal to 365. Alright. Which means in 1 year they would eat 365 varieties of rice. Hence, in 100 years, they would eat 365 multiplied by 100 times, right? 1 year 365. In 100 years, it will be 100 times, which will be equal to 36500, okay, times varieties. Clear? So this is our answer, 36,500 varieties. All right. So let's see the second supposition. They are saying that in 1 day, if they take 2 varieties, okay, 1 year has 365 days. Therefore, in 1 year, they'll have 365 multiplied by 2, which is how much? 2 5s are 10, 2 6s are. So when we multiply, 2 5s is 10, 0, 1 carry, 2 6s is 12, 13. Okay, and 2 3s is 6. 6 plus 1 is 730 varieties they would have in 1 year, which means in 100 years they would have 730 multiplied by 100, which means 730 and 00. 73,000. Got it? So many varieties they'll have. Since we have space over here, let me write here. Correct? Similarly, in one day, if they took 3 varieties, since 1 year has 365 days, therefore in 1 year they'll have 3 into 365 varieties, which comes to 3 5s 15, 3 6 are 18, carry 1 19, 3 3 are 9, 10. So many varieties in 1 year. Therefore, in 100 years, it will be how much? 109500, which means 1 lakh, okay, 9,500 varieties. All right. So finally, they have been able to cross the margin, that is the threshold of 1 lakh. So they will be able to taste, okay, 1 lakh varieties of rice, all of them, if their lifetime is 100 years. And if they, okay, take 3 varieties each day. So this was the hypothesis, that would they be able to ever reach and taste 1 lakh kinds of rice if they ate every day either 1 variety or 2 varieties or 3 varieties. So 36,000 is way smaller than 1 lakh. 73,002 is lesser than 1 lakh. But if they ate 3 varieties, okay, each day they will be able to cross the limit and eat 1,09,500 varieties of rice. All right. Okay. So now we'll go to the next, that is figure it out questions. Clear? But before we go to figure it out questions, we find that we are supposed to choose a number for y. And then find out how close to 1 lakh is the number of days in y years for the y should be of your choice. All right. So let's see. So let me choose y to be equal to. So let y be equal to 70 years. All right. So it means what? If I keep y as y, means if 1 year has 365 days, all right, and if I live for y years, which means 365 multiplied by y, can we not write that 365 by days we live? Okay, this is an algebraic expression. This is how you put it. But in case you suppose y to be 70 years, they are asking you to find out how close to 1 lakh is the number of days in y years. So let's find out first. So 1 year, okay, let me remove this, is equal to 365 days. And 70 years will be equal to 365 for 1 year, and for 70 years ought to be 70 times higher, right? Thus, when you multiply this 365 multiplied by 17, guys, you'll get 25,550, okay, days that we live. Of course, this is way down, way lesser number of days than 1 lakh. Okay? coming back to the question, they are saying how close to 1 lakh is the number of days in Y years. How close? So if we subtract 1 lakh, this is 1 lakh, and if we subtract this, okay, so we'll get how close is 25,550 from 1 lakh. What should be your answer? Can you quickly dig out and find out? Tell me. So when you minus from 1 lakh 25,550, 0 minus 0 is 0, then this is going to give to this, and this is going to become 9 when it gives to this. This becomes 9, and this becomes 10 again, and 9 once it gives to this, and 10 minus 5 is 5. 9 minus 5 is 4. 9 minus 5 is 4. And 9 minus 2 is, this becomes 0. 7. 74,450. So it is 74,450, close to 1 lakh. So how are you going to write the answer? It is, means this one, 25,550 days is 74,450, close to 1 lakh. This is your answer. Clear? Absolutely clear. In case you have any query, guys, children, you know that the comment box is meant to connect teacher with students. Do ask. All right? I'm going to answer your queries. Coming to this, according to 2011 census is when you count the number of people in a country, in a place. Okay, so the population of the town in Chintamani, which is in Karnataka, was about 75,000. How much less than 1 lakh is 75,000? So we have to find out. Okay, how do we go about it? First, we'll write. So since this is figure it out, let me give a separate place for this. So how do we start? So since this is the first one, let me start here. So we'll write population of Chintamani. Okay. In when? In, let me make it. This is 2011, right? 2011 was how much? 75,000. All right. And population of Chintamani in 2024. Okay. So the question is asking that how much less than 1 lakh is 75,000. So we have 75,000 here. How much is this less than 1 lakh? All right. So in that case, we are going to take 1 lakh. Okay, my pen wouldn't write. 1 lakh and subtract 75,000 from it. 0, 0, 0. 100 minus 75 is 25. Isn't it? Because 1 will give to this becomes 10, and this will give to this, becoming itself 9. So 9 minus, okay, so we have, no, 10 minus 5 is 5, and 9 minus 7 is 2. So our answer should be, so how do we write the answer? There's a way of writing the answer. So we'll write that 75,000 is 25,000 less than 1 lakh. All right. Number 2. So number 2 question says the estimated population of Chintamani in the year 2024 is 1,06,000. How much more than 1 lakh is 1,06,000? It's very clear. By visually, we can find out that more than 1 lakh, 1,06,000, 6,000, isn't it? So what do we write is that estimated population. So population in 2024 had been 1,06,000. All right. And how much more than 1 lakh it is? So as a result, we have to subtract. So 1,06,000 minus 1 lakh would give us the answer, which comes to 6,000. So what is your answer? How do you write? Answer is 1 lakh. Okay. 6,000 is 6,000 more than 1 lakh. Correct? Third is, by how much did the population of Chintamani increase from 2011 to 2024? So population in 2024 had been 1,06,000 and population in 2011 had been 75,000. When you minus, what do you get? Tell me. Yes, I hope you all are doing alongside 1 and 3. This was simple, right? So in case this gets cut, so let me write it over here. Okay, therefore, increase in population had been how much? 31,000. All right. Within a period of say 12-13 years, 2011, 12, 13, 14, 15, almost 12 years. All right. So this was it. Till here we'll do, and now next we'll go to page 4 and 5. Okay. So we'll